Donald Trump does not give a rat's ass about the GOP. He's not a Republican. He's not a conservative. And that used to matter to a lot of Trumplicans who were ex-Tea Partiers. But apparently they bought into the notion that it's all about winning and never mind, the principles that they've thrown overboard. They've apparently concluded that the only way to stop Hillary is by nominating somebody who is as bad as she is, if not worse. In order to win, we must become our enemies. But if you're nominating somebody who is as bad or worse than Hillary, then of what value is stopping Hillary when you're just going to put somebody in place of her who is as bad as she is, or worse? Here's an example. You want, all this notion of get in line, get behind Trump, get on the Trump train or it's going to run you over. Well, don't you think loyalty should be reciprocated? Don't you think it should matter to Donald Trump that other Republicans further down the ticket get elected as well? I mean, a president's not supposed to be a dictator after all. That's another thing, the cult of personality. I thought we had it with the cult of personality. And now it turns out the Trumplicans never had a problem with personality cults. They just want one of their own. They're no longer about principles, they're about vengeance. They have become the enemy. They've become the Democrats. That's why the Trump candidacy from day one is a hostile takeover of the Republican Party by the Democrat Party. There are now two left-wing parties in America. One is socialist, the other is fascist. And constitutionalists, conservatives, evangelicals, if they would stop, the Trumplican wing would stop dancing around their golden calf, have been disenfranchised on a national level. Congratulations. Yeah, you burned it down. But, you would think that Donald Trump would care. Doesn't loyalty have to be a two-way street? If you're going to get behind Trump, he's got to offer us something, and Mike Pence doesn't count. Vice presidential choices don't count. It's the top of the ticket that matters. You think Mike Pence would have any power as vice president? That's not how it works. People don't vote for the bottom of the ticket. They vote for the top of the ticket. Well, here's Donald Trump, who suggested last week that heavy GOP losses down ballot are not a concern to him. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if any other Republican wins an election, as long as he wins. It's all about him. Again, I thought we had dealt with and put up with this BS for the last 8 years from Barack Obama. Why do we want to import the same thing against which we've been railing for those full 8 years into the Republican Party? Why? Well, how is that a good thing? Well, for those of us, as Susan Wright wrote at Red State last week, who have long maintained that Donald Trump was the ultimate La Clinta Nostra family plant, he keeps giving us ammunition. Many of us have pretty much given up on the top of the GOP ticket, which makes the races down ballot, holding the House and Senate and gubernatorial races, all the more important. When asked about the importance of holding the Senate, Trump's response was telling. Quote, "Well, I'd like them to do that, but I don't mind being a free agent either," Trump replied when that question was posed to him. Close quote. This lack of concern about the confines of the job from Trump, who very likely has less than zero understanding of the separate but equal branches of government, is almost certainly due to his belief that as president he would wield unchecked power over the offices beneath the presidency, just like Barack Obama thinks it works. In other words, no matter how many seats Republicans lose in the bloodbath that's looming, he'll be the boss and they'll all be forced to do as he says. Sure they will. For those who are struggling to hold their seats, however, it's a problem. Trump entered an agreement with the RNC to fundraise for the party as a whole, but with his own campaign structure in shambles, he is leaning on them to do all the work and keep his horrendous candidacy afloat. Here's another quote. There are currently 6 Republican incumbents running for re-election in states Barack Obama won in 2012. Mark Kirk of Illinois, Senator Mark Kirk, Senator Kelly Ayotte of New Hampshire, Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida, Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, and Senator Rob Portman of Ohio. Some of these candidates' fortunes depend in part on how well Trump does in their states in November. Both Ayotte and Johnson have offered tepid support of the nominee, whereas both Kirk and Rubio are clearly at odds with Trump. Last Thursday, Senate Republicans had a tense meeting with Trump where he told them if they didn't support him, they'd be supporting Hillary. I get so sick of that bullshit. It's not a binary choice. I don't understand how Trumplicans can't get their minds around the fact that if both major party national candidates are blatantly unacceptable, you don't support either one. That is an option. Hillary's awful. That doesn't make Trump good, and vice versa. They're both awful. Therefore, I will support neither one of them. Trump wants to be the face of the party. Oh, he's the face of the party, all right, and that's not a good thing. But he has no desire to put in the hard work. He's never done any real work in his entire misbegotten life. And if his lack of action or willingness to be a team player and think beyond his own campaign results in a Democrat sweep down ballot, he doesn't care. I mean, here again, you know what this reminds me of? Bill Clinton in 1996. Remember? He sucked the DNC dry. He sucked the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee dry. The Democrat Senatorial Campaign Committee. I mean, every bit of fundraising, he sacrificed Democrats down the ballot in order to ensure his own reelection. It left the Democrats in the congressional wilderness for 12 years. Same thing with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an amalgam of Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Why, oh why is that a good thing?